Okay, I think we have it up and running now. Dealing with issues with lag. So I don't know how this is gonna go. Could have been the fact that the game was running at like stupid level graphics. But I don't know. Okay. Well, anyways, might as well start. Let me see. All right, this game is called Love Sam. It is made by the Korean Linguistics Lab, which made the same game that we played last week, which was, I believe, Letters from Bernard Thorne, um, which was a very sad story. I don't do this, but it was a very good one, though. Good little horror elements, but overall, just a sad story. Um, but this one states that it's called Love Sam. It's by the same company. States that alone in your room, you see a diary sitting on your desk. It wants to tell you a story. A story about a high school crush, a story about a small town romance, a story about how everyone is against you and nobody will ever love you again. What that means? No idea. But we're going to find out together. So let's get spooky. Make sure there's captions. Let's go medium textures. Turn the volume a little bit. Some measures can be read in clean text with a left click. All right, and let's start. Oh, that's an abrupt entrance to the game. Move the camera a little bit. Okay. Okay. Oh, why'd that turn on automatically? Hey, bed. Welcome back. You sure do have a lot of tokens, man. You know what? Yeah, no, you got a point. That's very understandable. But we're doing another spooky game tonight. Hey, brother. What's going on? So, uh, this game, spooky game, I just explained it, but I'll go through it again. Uh, it's the same developer as the game we played last week. It's called Love Sam. Alone in your room, you see a diary sitting on your desk. It wants to tell you a story about a high school crush, a story about a small town romance, a story about how everyone is against you and nobody will ever love you again. So, we're here to find out. No fucking around necessary. Welcome, brother. How you been? How's your channel doing, by the way? Or your Instagram videos? Read on to move on. So are you not gonna be getting any sleep tonight? The last human on Earth was sitting alone in a room. There came a knock on the door. I've never cared for keeping a diary. Hey, everybody needs their rest, right? But now seems to be a good time to start keeping one. Why? Because after all these years, I just can't forget about what used to be the light of my life. I know, over dramatic much. Knowing Brian Colmer as much as I did is bound to leave that big chunk of residue. Let's just say this diary is what's left of our relationship. 3 years have passed and the world around me is still the same. Well, except for me. I look like a mummified corpse. What would B say if he saw me again? B left Rosen Peak the moment he graduated high school to a fancy college of his dreams. Since then, I could only rely on my memories of him to keep on going. I wonder if it was the same for him too. Am I just gonna be sitting at a desk reading a diary all night? It's a bathroom, so the light is usually like on this side. I can't tell. I hope that's just a game mechanic. Alright, well, back to reading. Okay, when you love someone, his whole existence just gets etched in your brain. So no matter how much B changes, I'll always know it's him. But will B do the same for me? I love him, but he was not most likely person to remember stuff. It's been 3 years, so it's possible he did forget about me. Or am I giving him too much credit? Too little credit. So here comes a big question. Will he remember me? Yo, hang on. So is this going to be a game of me communicating with my dead ex? Yeah. Yo, this game. What? Okay. If so, this game just got way cooler. Of course he will. Who am I kidding? It's B we're talking about. Oh, I guess like as I go on, there's gonna be stuff in the diary and I have to go do it. Alright, who am I kidding? It's B we're talking about. We didn't have the most perfect relationship, but he won't just dump his memory of me down the toilet or something. He's too much of a nice guy for that. And don't forget cute. I just hope our time together was meaningful enough to him. Enough to make him cherish even the darkest ones. Speaking of cherishable memories, I wonder what happened to Joe's Diner. It used to be my favorite place, naturally because it was B's favorite place to begin with. If there were two things that were too good for Rosen Peak, it was Brian and Joe's Diner. Home of the best pancakes in the world. Brian Colmer. 5 stars. Things were so much easier back then. B would go, hey, and I'd be like, hi. Nothing but hanging out after that, with some occasional visit to Colton Hill. We had such a good thing going. Motherfucker! Alright, so it begins. Will he remember my voice? Will he say hey to me again? Did time already ruin our moments? What's your favorite scary movie? No, my anxiety just spiked. Anyways, Froso rudely interrupted. I just want to say hello every time I call to him, but what I want to do and can do are two different things. By enjoying B's presence on the other side of the phone was satisfying too, in a way, though. Hey, hi. He was so eager to know who was calling him in the middle of the night. Yo. Holy shit. This diary is interacting with the environment. That's... You know, you gotta give it up for, like, Korean or Asian horror. Because, like, it's next level. Like, America's good at slasher films, yeah, but, like, the Korean horror movies and stuff like that, all the stories are just next level. Alright. I wish I could sneak into people's minds, look beyond their eyes just by staring. If I had that power, I would never stop looking through B's window. Yo. Yo, stop playing. Stop playing. Yo, kind of like... Since the book is interacting with everything around me, I'm kind of questioning, like... how much is going to happen. Yeah, I'm already freaked out a little bit. Okay. Back to reading. Okay, oh no. How do I... Oh, I didn't mean to exit out of that. Which curtain? Like this curtain? We can't close the main curtain. Or the shower curtain. Alright. Oh, wait, here we go. Look at that. Alright, so now we can... Yeah, unfortunately, no, we can't close curtains. So... Will B remember the moment he came into my life? For me, it was as clear as the moment he left. So clear that the downfall of our relationship still cuts deep into my heart. Oh, red heart. Huh. There's a red heart on the wall. I wonder if that has to do with anything. August 21st, 2006, first day. Okay. That was a debut outfit. I admire your confidence, Sam. And with that, my whole high school years were probably over. First day of new school, and the new girl in town got classified as undesirable by what seems to be the queen of Wayrite Academy. I spent the last night telling myself, confidence, Sam, confidence. But looks like I should have spent that time picking better clothes. I try not to care too much about blending in, but these kids already look at me like I'm a candy handed out by strangers. The package seems fine, but you know there's something fishy in there. Judging from their whispers, I could figure out that they didn't know Wayrite even accepted transfers. It's been less than 24 hours since I moved to Rosen Peak, and I already enjoy sitting alone in my dorm room more than attempt socializing with people who call me a city girl. Well, screw you too, hillbillies. Besides, I decided not to force myself into making friends after how my old friends decided to turn on me. I just hope these guys leave me alone at least. Keeping a diary sure can help keep things together in all the chaos. I haven't kept a diary since kindergarten, but this seems like a good time to restart. Kudos to Mom for giving me the advice. Oh shoot, almost forgot calling her. Write you later, diary. My only true friend. Love, Sam. Oh, okay. Alright. What happens if I turn out all the lights? I wonder what's with the heart. Alright, well, alright, back to reading. Yeah, life in Rosen Peak was a jar filled with bittersweet candies. Not exactly tasteful, but I learned to enjoy it. Nevertheless, it's where my heart lies. Why does it keep leading me back to that heart? Can I plug my phone in? What is it? Can I close these curtains? No, I can't. Hmm. Okay. Write a poem in B's memory. Wrote a poem in B's memory. He used to struggle with Miss Lacey's poetry practices, even if he didn't have to try that hard. Yeah, I guess I had to update my graphics cards, which I guess worked. On top of that, the game was like running at very high like graphics, which is interesting for an indie game running at that high level of graphics. Yeah, you might want to check. It's good to check. You need to check your graphics drivers every at least like once a month. I would recommend. Uh, slash. So what's interesting about this horror game is that it's interacting with the book. So like I can go back. It started off with like you had to circle a Ouija board answer. It has the same feel as that game. Like you could tell like they use the same like assets and stuff like that. It feels good though, like as a horror game. So like you circled the Ouija board, and then as I was reading it, like as you got to this page, your phone dropped on the table and started vibrating. Got to this page, the window blew open, and then something with the heart over here on the wall, like there. I don't know what to do with it, but so far, like this is really cool. Okay. Miss Lasley always told us poetry is not about using fancy words. Let your feelings do all the work. Well, this is how I feel. I stand at his doorstep, my heart filled with desire. He rushes down the stairs, heart red like fire. But before his spirit can soar, first he must answer the door. Knock, knock. The door just knocked. Oh. You know, as long as she's chilling. Yo. Okay. Yeah, there's plenty of jump scares. It now there's a letter on the book and it just says, "Hey." All right. Stacy is a classic. Oh, FYI, she's the one who talked crap about my favorite vintage shirt. It's like she jumped straight out of a cheesy teen drama. Blonde, hot, always talking, and a cheerleader. She even has a beefy jock for a boyfriend. I didn't want to start talking shit about someone already, but how could I resist? Every time I get in Stacy's view, every time I get in Stacy's view, triggered an obvious backbite. I'm seriously starting to think she's under a curse that kills her if she stopped talking about someone else. I'm Stacy. I'm pretty. Sadly, coping with her bitchiness wasn't the hardest part of the day. Mom called again. As far as she knows, it's just rainbows and butterflies here in Rosen Peak. I can still remember that complicated face she made when I told her that my application was accepted by Wainwright. None of us were expecting them to approve a transfer request of an 11th grader. even if she told me she understands my need to move out of the city. I really feel guilty for leaving her alone, even if it's Dad's fault our family's torn apart like this. You already used up your last runaway chance, Sam. Get your shit together, if not for you, for Mom. Hey. It's see, this is the freaking crazy thing, is like whatever I see in the book, I assume I'm going to see out here. So there's like a fucking open door. I can't look at the people again. Like, I'm getting goosebumps from this game. Other Wayrite kids were so predictable. Their doors were already open even before I put my hand on the knob. But B's door was closed shut and so beautifully painted. Everyone liked him but couldn't get him to open up. I knew there was something more behind that pretty paint, something behind his bright smile. But on the other hand, being able to hang out with him was good enough blessing for me. Even though enough to make me never want to leave his side. Ever. I'm like anxious to see what the next page says. Yo. Yo. Okay. All right. Yo, that's not that's not cool. Like I'm a little scared. You know, it doesn't help me that Choo Choo Charles is right behind me. He's not exactly the most beautiful face to look at. What am I kidding? He is beautiful. Hey. Hey. All right. So the main lights. So this is a motion sensor light. Is that the only... What? Are those the only lights that work? My desk lamp is the only light that works right now. That's... My first Rosen Peak weekend. As the name itself gives away, the small town fits perfectly as a setting for a mystery horror genre. Lush forests, endless hills, and a lake that I'm certain is hiding a couple of dead bodies. I could pay a visit to the lake one day and take some gorgeous shots. As for now, I'm just going to leave those POI on my to-do list, which is already filled with a crazy amount of homework. I now know why youngsters of Wayrite will try their best to get as far away from school as possible after class, to escape from choking on the pressure that teachers give them. Even on weekdays, pretty girls like Stacy will have their boyfriends give them a ride, and others make use of the power of public transportation to get to the more crowded parts of town. It does feel too quiet and with no one left in school, but at least I don't feel as lonely as I was in San Diego. At least I don't have to watch everyone I know turn their faces away like I'm some kind of demon spawn. At least I don't have to be reminded of how fucked up things can be in a single moment. Moving on won't be easy, but as long as I keep myself busy, it won't be that hard. So, I wonder how I should spend this afternoon. Write to you later. Love, Sam. Oh my god. Okay, the theme is definitely set. Like, that's so creepy. Yeah. B was always pushing his limits. Well, it was more like he was always being pushed, but he was good at it. That's why he naturally became the best quarterback of the team while maintaining a high grade first star player. There's also no music in this game either. The only sound in the game is the ambiance. Like the rain outside, the clock ticking, you can hear the lights turning on and off. So it's like it has no choice but like you have to like pay attention to the sounds of the game, and they get you a lot more because of the fact that that's all there is. So you're going to notice every little sound that happens in the game. B was the best quarterback rating I could ask for. Seeing him running all sweaty on the field always triggered something tingly within me. Something that made me want to catch him behind his back and never let go. All sorts of feelings and thoughts were pumped restlessly into my brain with every heartbeat. Gave me a bad headache. A good kind of a bad headache. I wanted it to stop. I wanted it to never stop. But as soon as B gave me that, hey, all those headaches were washed away. It used to be the best prescription I could ask for. Hi. When are my lights gonna come back on, man? Take away the pain and let only the good things stay. Hey. Hey. Oh. Oh! What kind of shit is this? Oh my god. For a boarding school, Ray intellectuals are not that interested in becoming intelligent. I visited the library of Miss Lasley's book assignment today, and two things surprised me. The place was much bigger than. God, I'm so fucking anxious about what's gonna happen next. When I'm old school, someone could get lost in here. I had a strong feeling that people rarely visit the library. Maybe because they feared being lost in there. The place was too clean. Even the book showed little sign of human touch. I wonder if Stacy is even thinking of picking a book. With her admiring her boyfriend Kyle's tattoo all day, I doubt she has spare time to do that. Is she depending on Kyle to do the reading for her? Seriously? According to what I saw so far, he's either busy reacting to whatever's coming out of Stacy's mouth or working up some shenanigans with his jock buddy. Brian, was it? So, yeah, right. In the meantime, I should be more concerned about myself than the well-being of the whole school. Let's continue. We have 4 letters so far. So 5, I'm assuming 1, 2, 3, maybe 4, so it might be 20 total. Open those eyes, no need for words. The sweetest love songs those eyes utter. So turn around and sing for me. Motherfucker! That actually got me. Now watch, I'm gonna turn up, spin around, it's gonna be gone. Yo, I literally have goosebumps right now. What is this game? What happened? Did I kill Stacy? Okay, I need to go use the bathroom because I'm afraid I might actually piss myself at some point. Be right back. So I just thought of this while I was out there. I could be B reading Sam's diary. Like, Jesus Christ, man. I miss him even when I'm with him. I see him even when he's not looking. Oh my god. Visited the library again. A bit more people than before, and among them was Brian. It's not worth a bother, but seeing a major skank's boyfriend, Bud, wandering around in a library is uncanny by anyone's standards. He must have been there to pick the book for Miss Leslie's assignment. I almost got too close to him trying to see what he was going to pick. I really hope he didn't notice that. I'd rather be known as a regular geek than a creepy one. Woe is me, hate to admit it, but seeing Brian at the library was today's only diary-worthy event. Probably because the only human interaction that didn't give me the sensation of someone talking behind my back. At least today's entry is a tad more meaningful than what I wrote yesterday. I need to revise my book options now. Write you later. Love, Sam. A jock in the library? Nah, I've seen everything. And one day he will start looking for me too. Girl, I don't know if I want him to. Only to realize I was with him the whole time, like a boogeyman under a sleeping child's bed. And the game is playing with the lights. Yo. Alright. Okay. Okay, so what did it say? Right. I miss him even when I'm with him. I see him even when he's not looking. Yeah, I saw it with the face underneath it. And one day he will start looking for me too. Only to realize I was with him the whole time, like a boogeyman under a sleeping child's bed. Okay, so it seems like whenever I get this red symbol on the book, that means look for something. The blood's gone from the cabin now. I'm a little scared to... Man, I don't know who was there for Dread Flats, but the under the bed was one of the scariest parts of that game. So... Did I get the paper? Huh. What was that note? Oh, you know what? You might be right on that one. You know, I would love to clean this up. I don't know if I have a flashlight anymore. Okay, so having the hallway light on doesn't do anything. Um... Yeah, no, there's no flashlight. Hmm. Maybe we could keep on reading and see if something might happen there. But... Can I not charge my phone? Like, why am I just sitting at a desk with a dead phone? Okay, yeah, something. We need something. Now, stick with me for a second. Just, we're gonna try something. I don't like it, but no, nothing. What am I missing? Like, I don't see a flashlight anywhere. Now, oh, huh? Okay, that works. Thought I heard something. I do have a cat that likes to play with a door, so. Okay. It was Mr. Kane's ninth psychology class, and he still managed to come up with another lame activity. This time, he gave each of us a mask and made us express our personalities by drawing on it. Again, this was psychology class. What's with the? Why do you capitalize your Y's? Actually, I can't really say anything. I used to always capitalize every I used to write, no matter where it was in the word. The last thing I want to do right now is open up to others, so for the next 30 cringy minutes, I managed to create one of the most basic personality masks one can imagine. If my mask were a cover letter, it would start with I'm a people person. But it's not. I got derailed. But it's not the dumb exercise that's buzzing me right now. When the masks were being passed around, Brian, yep, him again, kinda smiled at me. It's 11 p.m. now. Why am I writing about this? It's most likely an accidental glance, but I still don't know why the very image hovered in my head for the rest of the class. Okay, the rest of the day, stupid brain props wanted an excuse for screwing up today's math test. Get out of my brain. Girl, get out of the, or dude, whoever you are, why are you still here? I would have been home. I would have been gone. Taco Bell's open very late. Go chill there for a while. Hell, actually, what year is it? 2006, I think? Bro, Walmart's still 24 hours. I would go there even. I'm not having the grudge under my bed. Also, it took my stick. I don't know how I feel about that. Do I have any weapons? I got a fork and a ladle. Oh, hey, there's a knife. Okay, cool. If there would have been a flashlight in there, I would have been pretty upset. It won't let me look under the bed anymore. Alright, we can continue now. What will B remember me as? A friend? A weirdo? A liar? After all, he didn't really know me. Like, really know me. No one did. I had to put on so many masks just to survive high school. Just me. That B knew was. Just layers and layers of fabricated image. I can never take them off. I couldn't let anyone see how vulnerable I was. I would have been eaten alive. Worse, B would have left me completely. Even when the fragile layers wore off, I couldn't take them off. So that's all I did. Cover up the holes before anyone could peek through. Cover them up. Don't let them see my face. It's like the moment I start to calm down, the game like throws another thing out there. find the lies. Yo, this is... Why is the clock ticking faster? Where is it coming from? I almost punched my computer. Oh my god. Okay, so we know one's in the closet, but where's the other ones? Oh, there it is. Behind the door. Come on, come on. Wait, no. Those weren't the right order. Oh, she's gonna scream in my face. Liar. Find the lies. I was returning some of the books I checked out when he came out of nowhere. Hey, anything worth reading? I didn't know the voice was aimed at me, but my heart was somehow already skipping a beat. Brian had to tap me on the shoulder to get my complete attention. Sam, right? I saw you going in and out of the library, he said with a buttery voice. Sam, right? I saw you going in and out of the library, he said with a buttery voice. It's not like I've been stalking you or anything. I came here from time to time to get the stupid assignment out of the way so I could focus on my games. He said he didn't find anything interesting to read, and since all he could think of were comics, he could use some guidance. My mind was still jumbled up from the ambush. All I remember saying is, how about Misery? Stephen King's works are good enough to get you started. Because boys like any story with blood and breaking bones, right? Oh god. I don't recall how the rest of the conversation went, but I'm certain he said see ya later at some point. I said, yeah, see ya. Misery. Real nice, Sam. If Brian didn't know you were a weirdo, he does now. Back to it. What I did for B. All of them because I loved him. Why couldn't he just understand? Others were nothing but poison. I was the only one who truly cared. But B didn't even appreciate the things I've done for him. I never wanted a drama. I wanted a poem like life. A tender, subtle love story written only for his eyes. It's totally fine if no one else gets it, as long as B does. I feel like we're coming up on something soon. I hope B remembers our own little world. Even if he forgot about it, I made him a map so he can find his way back. And I think it's a good time to come back now, B. Let's go back to our small world where all your favorite places are forever etched in my heart. Go back. Yo. Oh, do I have to get all 3 hearts? Wait, hang on. Is there a red page? Yeah, it's a red page. So, this first one... Looks like a firehouse. Pancakes, park, music, donut, arcade machine, haircut, reading, exercising. Yep, it's a little heart now that I can actually pick up. Where would the last one be, though? No, I don't think it'd be in there. Maybe the bathroom? I don't know why it'd be in here, but... Yo! Okay. Turns out the lake does have a history of having a dead body in it. I know this because I went there. I went there because Brian took me there. Wah! It all happened so fast. I was outside the yard reading when Brian appeared out of nowhere. Again. He said, "Hey," and started telling me how he actually enjoyed the book and how he never read the same book twice in his life. And since he was heading out, he offered me to give me a tour of the town. I wonder if that's like how they wrote it or if it's just like a translation type thing. He offered to give me a tour of the town. 10 minutes later, we were passing Joe's Diner, home of the world's famous pancakes, says Brian. There was also an arcade across the diner. Okay, so that explains the arcade machine. Brian hates the place because it's teeming with 10-year-olds. The donut shop, explains the donut, was Brian's must-go-to place, too. Unlike the music store, which, according to him, seriously needs to restock. I found my own point of interest. A bookstore. It was weird seeing a bookstore and a gym standing side by side, though. At the end of the tour, I finally got to taste that sweet pancake Brian worshipped. Out the window, I could see the weird gigantic hill that was also visible from my dorm room. Brian revealed that he had a secret base of some kind there. He jokingly said he could take me there when I'm cool enough. After dinner, Brian dropped me off at the bus station and drove off to meet up with his friends. I was exhausted, but hyped up beyond my limits. I can't sleep. How can I when the whole day just feels like a dream? Yo, can you actually see the hill? Oh, I guess not. Okay. Mark your favorite spots. She said that she liked the library. The bookstore, okay. I'm gonna assume the pancake and the hill. Am I missing something here? All right. Brian hates the arcade. Donut shop. Bookstore. And the hill. Okay, let's try that. So, donut shop, bookstore, and the hill. know? Weird seeing a bookstore in a gym. At the end of the tour, I finally got to taste that sweet pancake Brian worship. No, because those are Brian's favorite spots. She likes the bookstore. She found her own point of interest. That's what she said, right? This one, I don't understand this one. Alright, I hope he remembers our own little world, even if he forgets about it. So, the hill and the diner, alright, cool. But then, wouldn't it also be the books? Maybe there's something about the room that might give us something. Who keeps toilet paper in the medicine cabinet? That door keeps getting me every time it shuts. Unless, now hear me out, unless she's saying that it's her favorite places because he's saying it's his favorite places. Because she's like, oh, I'm going to like what he likes, then he'll like me. So let's try this. He hates the arcade. He likes the donut shop. So donut shop. And then the diner is a must go. I'm pretty sure that's what she said. Bookstore or the music store. So let's try the music store. What, the bookstore? Donut Hill and Diner. Oh, wait, hang on. Did I see... Hang on a second here. Okay, it said mark our favorite spots. Okay. Is it just me or do those doors keep on like... Did those stuff's moving around? I miss Morning Dew Donut Shop. Thank you, by the way. B never shut up about its donuts. They did taste sweet, just like B's heart. Each bite was another memory to savor. But just like a donut had an expiration date, it turned cold and bitter. I miss the warmth. I miss the sweetness. I need it. I need to eat it up. Okay, the game wants me to do something now. Do I have a donut to eat? Yo, what? I miss its warmth. Alright, that must mean we have to put it in the microwave. Just chuck that shit in there. What kind of donut was that? Why does it look like the wall exploded? A key. That might go to the drawer. Okay, there was blood there. Turn that back on. Hey, we have another letter. The golems just obliterated the hammerheads today. I know why they say Brian and Kyle are more than buds. I would have called them an awesome duo too if only Kyle wasn't an asshole of a douche. I mean, the guy has his name tattooed on his arm. Call me old-fashioned, but I think he should go to a hospital and get that ego checked out because it must be swollen huge. At least he leaves me alone, other than giving me that creepy stare when I pass by. I understand how Stacy can keep hanging out with him, but Brian? They do say we sometimes became friends. We sometimes become friends with those we are at the opposite ends with. So maybe it's not such a weird thing. For me, the real win was the photos I took of Brian. Watch out for Sam Holt, the rising teenage stalker. Bringing the Polaroid camera I bought a few years ago during my camera geek phase seems like a good idea now. I know I promised myself to stay away from people, stay away from the drama, but when I look at Brian, when he talks to me, it feels like maybe, just maybe, it's okay to have a little drama for myself. Just a little. I'm not ready to define what this feeling is, but for now I'm going to label it as looking for a shoulder to cry on and just shove it under my bed just like the pictures I took today. Okay, I thought there was going to be something under the bed. I hated every moment I was not with B. I was hopeless. Every day I wanted to call him just so we could chat, but I was afraid of what Brian would think of it. It could even hurt his reputation. When I finally worked up the nerve to call, all I could do was listen to him say, "Hello." That was as far as our late night phone call chit-chat could go. I hung up wondering if he knew who was on the other end of the line. I remember the strong burning sensation that came every time I called him. That red fiery sensation. Kind of like the one we see whenever we have a situation happen in there. Red. So fucking red. Red everywhere. I don't want to do it. I don't want to turn around. Finish what you started. I don't understand. Like, is there a marker somewhere? Oh, hey, look, it's a marker. With a little girl. Excuse me. Give me that. Is the grudge under the bed? Okay, so I actually have to be accurate with this. Oh, mother! Oh. God damn it! Oh. I don't think we're getting our deposit back. Oh, man. I wonder what that has to do with anything. What else do we have to... Do I need to go into the bathroom? Bruh. I've beaten Hollow Knight. Why am I having issues drawing a heart? That door gets me every time. Because I get goosebumps every time. Yo, you see that person out there? Oh my god. Get out of my room. Why am I outside? Yo, this game just took a turn. Oh, look at the flowers. This looked like where that person was. Sam, meet me at Colton Hill. You know where to find me. Brian. Oh my god. I was joking at first, but that scared the shit out of me. I was trying to make light of the situation, but those footsteps. We're getting closer to the end, though. Okay. Due date for Miss Lasley's book report is right around the corner. I'm still not finished. Only if I wasn't too disturbed. Normally I wouldn't bother reading a teen romance story, but for some reason I thought, hey, why not? The premise for Mingled itself is pretty generic. Jetty has a huge crush on her childhood friend Michael, but she can't get Michael to think of her as more than just friends. She reaches a conclusion that it's because of all those girls around him. So she starts making a list of all the basic girls who also have a crush on Michael. What she's planning to do with the list is yet to be revealed. If I could finish reading the book by tomorrow, I'll be able to finish the report with enough time for a revise. P.S. I wonder how Brian is doing with his assignments. Why am I interested? Because he's been asking for my help with some of his works, and I gladly agreed to. Why should I do that? Because by helping Brian focus on his practices so he can bring trophies to our beloved school, it becomes safe to say I'm taking part in a bigger cause. Not like I'm doing this for personal reasons, right? I want to be so close to Brian, so close I could peep into his beautiful head. So close that I can just lean into him and tell him my deepest desires. You. So close that... Okay. So close that I can whisper, don't leave me, don't go away, don't smile for others. Don't look away. Don't look away. Don't look away. What happens if I look away? Okay, well, that's what happens. So now we have to actually just try to keep our eyes on the paper. I was just curious. Like, see, and that's the thing. Like, if I was in a horror movie, I wouldn't die because I'm the idiot. I'm die because I'm like, well, what's over there? I'm just curious. Oh God, am I the typical person in a horror movie who dies first? No. Can't make me. You can't make me. Oh God. Okay, so you can't go too far left or right. Alright, let's do this. Okay, just stare at the middle of the book. I'm gonna try to stay within this circle. God, that was difficult. This is getting creepier and creepier. Alright, we have another letter. Stacy invited everyone to the late post-victory party at her place this Friday. Weird that she told me this at the hallway herself. The sudden act of courtesy was enough to leave me frozen, but to think of it, a self-conscious beauty queen like Stacy would love showing off how tolerant she could be. I'd first celebrating quietly in my room, but since the party is practically being held for Brian, I thought it'd be sort of rude of me to not be there. He was nothing but nice to me since I met him, so the least I could do is show up. Plus, I could probably witness the face Stacy makes when she sees I actually had the nerve to show up. Maybe, just maybe, I could even piss her off when I manage to strike conversation with Brian. An Omega hanging out with an Alpha, Kyle would be busy comforting Stacy, fuming about how I mess up her ecosystem. No peer pressure, Sam. Just clean drinks and hopefully some casual talk with Brian. What could possibly go wrong? So she hasn't actually had too much interaction with this guy, I think. Like staring into closed eyes, I can never know if B knew I was looking at him. Did he even know I was there? Maybe he knew but simply didn't care. The only thing looking back is my decaying sanity. I wanted to look away so much, but what's the point when the stench is still there? I started to think the only way to get B's attention was to throw myself off Colton Hill. How did I come so low? All I wanted was a chance to show how I feel about B getting any noise in the way. Without any noise getting in the way. No matter what happens next, it would at least give me some sort of closure and peace. Brian was super likable. Everyone liked everything about him. They couldn't stop smiling when Brian started talking. They made me want to puke. They smile as if their relationships with Brian mean anything, and yet I was the only one left with a broken heart when he left Rose and Peak. B was so determined about leaving that being a star player wasn't enough for him. B needed to be a fucking model student. Nothing says pick me to college admissions like a spotless student record. He can't just shake up my whole world and leave. Drama queen much? The hell? Suicide suspected and death of missing teenager. The girl of 17 who was found dead at Colton Hill likely ended her own life, police says. Sam Holt, a transfer student at Wayride Academy, has been reported missing for 6 days until Rosebeek authorities discovered her body in the forest. Due to days of heavy rain around the time of her death, the investigation on Miss Holt's death faced a few challenges. However, interviews with school faculty members and its student led to the possibility that she threw herself off the cliff of Colton Hill after months of rejection from her peers. She was rarely seen with others, says one of her former teachers. She was even publicly humiliated just before her disappearance. It must have worked as the tipping point for her. Rose and Peak police say the fall did not kill Sim instantly. It is possible she gasped for air through her broken neck before dying. Jesus. Wayride Academy now faces suspicion of neglecting its students, led by the mother of Miss Holt. Oh god, was this like a Carrie situation? Holy shit. How do I pick it up? Oh, okay, I can put it up here. Okay. Oh man, everything's gone wrong. All my senses are screaming in pain. I don't even remember drinking any booze. The pain only escalated the moment Brian texted me, "You feeling okay?" No, I was no okay. Why is Brian asking me this? Did I do something to him? According to Brian, I went from being quiet to crazy happy and cute. His words, not mine, real quick. And I was so close to being the center of the party that he had to bring me back to the dorm. Why can't I remember any of them? Congrats, Sam, you reached a new low in life. Shit, is this it? Is this how I die? I sincerely asked Brian if there was a good place to kill myself. He said maybe now is a good time to show you my secret hideout, since I passed the test by showing the whole school a different me. Is he seriously going to take me to this Colton Hill hideout? Tomorrow I'm going to the so-called most romantic place in Rose and Peak with Brian. There's something in my head that's keeping me awake, and it's not the hangover. Yo. Was that the door? Okay. Alright, let's start going on another stroll. Who's that? See, that's why I'm starting to think like maybe we are Brian and we got a hold of Sam's diary. Where'd she go? Jesus. Oh my god, Brian actually took me to Colton Hill. The hideout Brian mentioned had a wonderful view of a small town. The whole place under the golden sunset. The best part of the spot was that it was quite hidden and unsafe. You could easily roll down the hill if you were careless or drunk, and no one could find you for days. How awesome is that? Being drunk with that wonderful moment didn't cause any accident, though. We sat there for less than an hour, but it felt like an eternity. I can't even remember what we talked about. I do remember saying how beautiful Rosen Peak was, and Brian being all meh about it. I guess you can get fed up with views like this, too. Today's only regret is that I failed to bring the true essence of the hill's view back to me. There's a reason why I gave up photography as a hobby in the first place. At least the close-up shot of Brian was not half as bad. When I came back down from the hill, it became clear that my life just became a bit more messed up now. I know because I really want to talk to Brian again soon. Help me get to sleep quickly today, diary. Love, Sam. My boy, you gotta clean up your room, man. Brian's secret hideout. A closed Colton Hill hiking route discovered by himself so he can hide away from the world around him. Not a flashy place, but had a great view. All of life's problems. Well, that's a picture. I wish it could be our special place. Hours and hours only. Colton Hill is nothing but a rock pile of blood-soaked memories now. Why did he have to break my fucking heart? Was I just one of his many friends? Maybe that's it. That's why he wanted to leave even after I told him we won't be together anymore. He thought he was too good for Rosen Peak and me. To him, I was just a background in his pictures. Oh boy. Yo, this reminds me of like that scene from Saw where like he's walking through the apartment taking pictures. You don't deserve a face. What the hell does that mean? You don't deserve a face. Like, is that from the psychology? Girl, if you don't open that damn door. Now it is like that Saw. I don't like this. I don't like this. What was that? Okay, so I'm gonna have to take the picture now. So we're gonna take a step back. I never did get to read that letter. Okay. The book report was finished days ago, but I can't stop thinking about Mingled. Mostly because my stupid brain thinks I'm sort of like the main character, Jenny. To summarize the rest of the book, Jenny goes on this jealousy-fueled sabotage rampage on every girl who has a crush on Michael. I know it sounds horrible without context, but it's actually kind of cute. Oh god, not her relating to the psychotic girl. She finally stands on top, but Michael finds out that she's done what she's done. He breaks Jenny's heart, saying he can't be sure of who she is anymore. Things work out in the end, but that's not why I sympathize with the dorky psycho girl. Okay. Brian is just like Michael, popular, has killer biceps, busy hanging out with people. I can't see what he wants because of all the noise around him. I know he wants to go to college, but what about beyond the boring stuff? What kind of person does he like? What does he think about me? He told me about his mom, how she died of cancer last year. It must have been so hard trying to look okay in front of everyone who's depending on him. I sometimes feel like he can't see me because he's so busy trying to meet everyone's expectations. I know how those around us can be hurtful, and it's dangerous to rely on them so much. I just wish I could tell Brian one day that I'm here for him. Okay, all the pages look like that. I thought it was like they're starting to get more and more dirty. Yo, even my like motion sensor light's not working. Oh my god. Alright. Brian got what he wanted in the end. He left Rosen Peak as soon as he was given the chance. As for me, I was left to suffocate in this hole of tainted memories until I drown in my own endless nightmare. Don't leave me. Every day, every night, I'm surrounded by whispers. Whispers that lie, whispers that eat away my brain piece by piece. No matter how hard I try to. No matter how hard I try to... Oh god. I hit him again. Are you in a healthy relationship? Take a quick survey to find out. Yes. One must take as much as one gives. No. Obsession is a stronger form of love. No. No one can have what you can't. No. B never loved you. Yeah. Because you are a selfish little shit. All your problems are caused by you. It's all your fault. Oh god. Results are in. It looks like you still have your eyes closed shut. Then keep them shut. How long will you last this time? It's getting worse. The fucking shithole town left a disgusting crack on my heart. I keep thinking I'm gonna see something in the window. Alright. Miss Lasley gave us an easy poetry assignment for once. She said it's okay to make a parody of the classics as long as we stick to the ABCB rhyme. So I took the liberty of letting my imagination go ABC berserk. That's funny wordplay. Here's a slight taste of my early work. Roses are red, violets are blue. My life would have sucked if it wasn't for you. Call me Sam Spear. Wait, or is it Holt Spear? I could have waited for Brian to ask for my help with homework again, but I decided to make the first move this time. And guess what? He said he can handle it alone. Call me paranoid, but I'm worried I might have hurt Brian's pride. That's what happens when Sam opens her idiot mouth or uses her idiot brain. P.S. I decided to carry my diary in my bag. The doors in the girls' dorm are way too easy to open. Not as easy as Stacy, though, if you know what I mean. Fuck you, Stacy. If I even saw one of the girls using a notepad to crack her door open. Besides, I have this weird hunch someone's been reading my diary. I've decided to not ignore this hunch. Alright. And it's getting bigger and bigger. The voices I hear from the crack are getting louder. I see more and more eyes staring at me through the gap. When I run out of places to run, I had only one solution. Now my memories are scattered all over the dark. and I must look for them in the dark. Okay, this is gonna be fun. Oof. I cherish your smile. So what, now I indulge your gaze. So what, now we're just the creepy stalker girl. Like, that's what it seems. What was that? They keep me so warm. Whoa, what was that? Oh, there it was. Gah. Like endless sun rays. So we were just stalking him. So I think we have to, yeah, we have to do this as a poem. So I cherish your smile. I indulge your gaze. They keep me so warm, like endless sun rays. Okay. With Brian preparing for a rematch with the Hammerheads, I once again gladly gave him a hand with the non-important homework stuff. I must say the teachers here don't give their poor students a break just because the test is over. It's not like I'm burdened with helping out, but Brian is really trying hard to get good grades. Sorry, it is very late over here. It's not like I'm being burdened. It's English words. Come on. It's not like I'm burdened with helping out, but Brian is really trying hard to get good grades. From what I've heard, he doesn't have much to worry about going to college since he's practically a local football star. Maybe his pushy police chief dad raised him to be an overachiever. It's funny how a model athlete like Brian got friends like Kyle who always find excuses to pull him out of school. It's unfair, really. As long as you are a sports star, you end up with douches like him no matter how much of a nice person you are. I don't speak with Kyle much, but I don't need conversation to know what he's like. First of all, his girlfriend is frickin' Stacy Lanings. The stare he gives her when I pass by is enough to creep me out for the whole day. It would be lucky if Stacy didn't come along and start yapping about how Brian is out of my league. She has Kyle to play with, so why should she even care? Like, ask your boyfriend out for a drive. Jeez. Have a nice life with him so Brian can stay out of the poison he does not deserve. Get him, girl. Shit. Okay, we gotta do it again. That light turning on scared me. What? Yo. What the? But it's like, is she actually like with this guy? It seems like she would call him and not say anything. Seems like she was just being creepy. You gonna call again? Yeah. That's not the phone. It's not the phone. Hey, it's the girl from the relationship thing. Greenheart College. Discover your potential with our early admission program. We are waiting for anyone who's ready for the next step. Bye now. What the fuck are you smiling at? What do I do? Wait. Okay, so I guess I gotta somehow escape it? I don't understand what the goal is here. Like, I can't get out of here. Maybe Blair Witch it? I don't understand. Oh! Don't pussy out. This is for B. Careful. Press it. Damn it. What the fuck is going on? But why was she taking pictures of him? Like, fucking creep. Okay, we gotta get through this somehow. Gotta go to the left. Whoa! Jesus! This place is just getting worse and worse as the night goes on. Oof, goosebumps. Needles? There's a consulting session for Greenheart College student programs at the gym today. I've seen its posters all over the school since the day I arrived. I had nothing better to do, so I decided to give a visit and spend my precious after school time reading brochures. And once again, just like that at the library, I was surprised to see Brian there. He was at the early decision program booth. I wanted to talk to him, but instead I ran from my room, jumped to my bed, and out of nowhere, tears started to drop. I bet it was because of those stupid hearts. Yep, I saw those hearts again. Now they were on the gym walls too. At first I thought whoever drew them must be very insecure about their relationship. But the truth is that I wish I had a relationship to be insecure about too. Deep down, I know I want my own hearts on the walls too, but seeing Brian at the college booth felt like finally getting punched by reality. I have no idea what I'll be doing in a couple of years. I thought of staying here at Rosen Peak, but with Brian preparing to leave, there's just no point to it. No Brian, no hearts on the wall. God, it's like my Brian's creating a storm. I'm just gonna lie down for a bit. Hopefully I'll wake up next week. Like, she seems to be obsessed over this guy, but like it seems like he's not feeling the same about her. I wake up without waking up. Same rainy night, my lifeless room. Endless nightmare. Oh my god, that is a lot of needles. Holy shit. Oh my god. My life is nothing but a repetition of waking up with nothing to live for. Not even a false hope to look forward to this time. Long time ago, when I finally got to accept my feelings for Brian, I thought everything was going to change, but every day was still just like every day. He was still a school star. I was still just his friend. When you live in Rosen Peak, people expect things to stay the same. If anything changed between us, it could ruin B and everything around it. So that's how it went. Nothing. Nothing changed when my whole world burned. I kept telling myself after graduation I'll be able to express my feelings for him. I let the fire in my heart eat through my soul and body. I called myself a coward. But I chose to keep what little I had to enjoy. I was a poor kid crawled up in bed. Poor? Do I really deserve that charity title? Am I really the victim of all this? Who is here to judge me anyways? It's all over. Everyone left me. So why do I feel like I'm being chased? Like someone's always watching me? Like someone's always trying to judge me? How did the invite go? She in or not? Oh, she's coming. Dorks like her can't say no to parties like this. Okay, so now we're finding out what happened at the party. Sweet, time to give her the drama she wants so bad. So they read her diary. It's because of her. The moment she came into our lives, what little I had to enjoy started to crumble. Okay, I know I used half of this diary writing about Stacy being a bitch, but now she's just unstable. It wasn't even past the first class when I saw her arguing like crazy with Kyle. Heard her shouting something like, "I'm done doing shit for you," before storming away. Then she saw me. I was her next target. She shredded towards me and says, "This is all your fault. Why don't you go back to fucking San Diego?" Uh, Whoa, what did I do? She was off before I could even open my mouth. I turned to Kyle for answers, but he was gone too. Come to think of it, I rarely saw them hanging out recently, but I didn't know things were this intense. Brian's been acting weird too, though. He hasn't talked to me much recently. He even looked somewhat more upset than usual. I finally tried to ask him what was wrong, but he cut me off short, asking if I called him last night again. All I could give was a blank face until Brian said never mind and walked away. What was that about? What did he mean by again? Calling him in the middle of the night for no reason is something I've dreamed of. But that doesn't mean I actually did it. What the hell's going on? Yo, we only have 2 more letters left. Only bad changes happen in my life, no matter how hard I try to protect it. A city girl just asking to become an outsider. That was all she was to me. Hell, that's all she was to everyone else. But then I saw them talking at the library. I couldn't see clearly, but I could tell what was going on. He was making her smile. It was another smile taunting my feelings for B. No one would ever know what kind of emotions I was hit with at that moment. The hell's going on? A change was happening. I didn't like it at all. Stacy didn't like it either, and she could never stand letting an easy social prey slip away from her. Naturally, Stacy took a peek into her diary one day. Hang on. Is this not who I thought it was? Because it seems like it's like been talking about Sam. It seems like right here is where it changes perspectives. Or I'm not truly understanding the perspective we're reading from. It's because of her. The moment she came into our lives, what I had to enjoy started to crumble. A city girl's asked to become an outsider, that's all she was to me. Hell, that's all she was to everyone else. But then I saw them talking at the library. So someone saw her and Brian. I couldn't see clearly, but I could tell what was going on. He was making her smile. It was another smile taunting my feelings for B. No one would ever know what kind of feelings I was having in that moment. Yo, what? A change was happening and I didn't like it at all. Stacy didn't like it either. And she could never stand letting an easy social prey slip away from her. Naturally, Stacy took a peek in her diary one day. She took some pictures of the entries and sent them to me and her gang. She wanted everyone to join her twisted and childish game. The diary had no special meaning to me. Not until I read about how Brian took that cunt to a fucking tour of the town. So what happened? What's going on? This isn't her. So someone took her diary and is like writing in it now? He had no interest in girls whatsoever, and suddenly now he's hanging out with an outsider? At that moment, I got tired of doing nothing. I knew I had to do something, so I gave Stacey an idea. It was going to be easy. Spike her drink, get her wasted, and humiliate the shit out of the city girl in front of everyone. Only then would she know her place. It could have been so simple, only if B didn't get in the way. Okay, hang on. So maybe this hasn't been Stacy's diary. Not Stacy, Sam's diary this entire time. This is like a third perspective. I've been assuming it was Sam because of the letters, or I thought it was Brian reading Sam's diary after she was dead. There's more beers on the table now. But what if this is like a third person, or fifth technically, because you have Stacy, Kyle, Brian, Sam. Bummer. Was hoping to do nasty stuff to her drunk ass. Still can't believe Brian had to take her away like that. Well, bitches like Sam does tend to make some people feel sorry. She did mention something about her dad in her diary. Bet she has some nasty dad issues too. I know. How about we show everyone how needy a bitch can be? Sounds fun, but how? Leave it to me. Just keep reading her diary once in a while. Is that a wall? It's a wall. Reminds me of Outlast 2. That's very loud. That must have been them talking in the library. No, this can't be happening. Whoa. Okay. 2 more letters. What the fuck is going on? I don't even know how to describe what happened this morning. This is fucked up. My hands are shaking again. It started when I opened my locker and some stuff poured out. For a few seconds, my brain was cut off from whatever was happening. When I finally looked down, there were dozens of pictures scattered on the hallway floor. All of them were pictures of Brian with gibberish written on them. The whole school was at the hall. They looked at the pictures, then at me, and then at the pictures. Brian was there too. The face he gave me, the face of disgust. He turned away and left. He didn't even say anything. I tried to chase him, say something, anything to him. But the floor started spinning and everyone started whispering like they knew what was going on. The air soon began to choke my throat. I swept what was on the floor and ran off to class. However, Stacy must have had something to do with this. I looked for her, but she was nowhere to be found. The rest of the day was about nothing but avoiding eye contact with anyone. I can't sleep. Brian's not answering any of my texts. There's no one to talk to. Kept saying nothing was going on between them, but I wasn't about to believe everything was just fine. So this is not Sam. Yo. The whole perspective of this game just changed. For me, at least. See, and that's what confused me is because the whole SB thing. So it was this person who was so obsessed with them because I guess she wanted to be with Brian, but she couldn't because Sam was. Bro, I'm getting so involved in this drama. Like, the cheese man is just mwah. That's crazy. Because this isn't Sam's diary. This is someone else's diary. This is Sam's diary. And this when we think it was Sam's is because of this stuff, but no. It was just someone who was in the same class with them. Alright, Niagara Falls Hope. Change my whole world burned. Okay, victim. Like someone's always trying to judge me, protect it. Emotions. Stacy. Okay. Okay, this is where we're. Oh, that's a picture. In my eyes, Sam was using Brian to fill her sad, empty life. I couldn't let that happen. She wanted drama she didn't deserve. She deserves shit. She doesn't get to barge in and start stealing life I've only dreamed of. Yo, this story just got good. Stacy kept doing what she does best, digging into other secrets. She sent pictures of the little shit's diary pages to me. That's how I found out about their little trip to Colton Hill. It was our hideout since first year of high school, and her presence turned it into fucking nothing. How could B do this to us? So there's like an unknown entity in this whole story. The only way to break them apart was to show Brian what a creep she was. I kept reading the disgusting words she wrote in her diary. Blah. At the same time, I felt something. A reminder of how I felt when I fell for B. How it felt so right and terribly wrong. Screaming into my pillow never helped with making the feelings go away. Did you find the diary yet? Babe, I think you're taking this too seriously. Wait, is this Stacy's diary? Hang on, okay, so now I'm wondering if this is Stacy's diary and she's with Kyle, but she wants to be with Brian. Did she find it or not? I think she knows I'm sneaking in her room. I can't find it anywhere. Babe, don't you think you're too obsessed with breaking them up? You're bailing on me now? Forget it. Please, babe. Maybe Brian doesn't even like the girl. I said forget it. So tired. What's going on? We got one more I was just saying, we have one more letter left. Alright. The school counselor called me today. Mr. Ferns asked me if the rumors were true. Rumors that I've been leaving heart drawings all over school. Rumors that I've been stalking Brian. At this point, the whole school must be out of its mind. I didn't even know the letters of the fucking heart spelled S and B. And what, just because the initials are S and B and suddenly every name that starts with them are either Sam or Brian? I guess what's even crazier words on the streets. Sam Holt, the daughter of a sex offender, craves forbidden love. How on earth did Stacy find out about Dad? Why would she do so much to fuck up my life? And where the fuck is she? Is she, you know what? Is she... Wait. Where the fuck is she? Is she... You know what? I'm tired. I'm tired of waiting for Brian to listen to me. I'm tired of looking for words that describe this fucked up situation. I can't believe I have to go through this again so far from home and so soon. Brian, please. Please say something. Bro, whose diary is this? Then I remembered she wrote something about her dad. Must have something to do with her existence in my life. I started digging. It wasn't even a challenge. Keith Holt, arrested for sexually assaulting a teenager. It was beautiful. I found the perfect ending. All I had to do next was fill in the rest of the story. Sam Holt calls Brian from a payphone in the middle of the night and silently listens to his voice. How did Sam's dad even get married? He likes little girls, doesn't he? Maybe Sam's mom used to be the perverse victim. Sam Holt takes Brian's picture and keeps him in her locker. That Sam girl's got some balls. Everyone's talking about her pervy dad and she's still showing up to class. Respect. Sam Holt draws hearts all over the school and lets others know Brian is hers. Oh my god, how could Sam Holt not kill herself? If her dad went on the news for touching teens, that's bye-bye world for me. A needy city girl with a huge hole to fill, a hole left by her sweet old daddy. She was just a disaster waiting to happen. No one, even Brian, would think otherwise. I made all the preparations while Stacy spread the rumors I created. It wasn't easy. I almost got caught taking a picture of Brian using the restroom. But I kept going. Every picture I took was a love confession I could never make. Every heart I drew was my sacrifice for him. Even though suspicion piled up on Sam, I stuffed all the pictures into her locker. It was a happy coincidence that B was there to see that spectacular unfold when it happened. It was over. Things were about to turn back to normal. And then, Stacy's drama-filled head exploded. Hide, coward. Oh, shit. Maybe you'll be able to live again. The fuck is this? Maybe you can run forever. Ah, okay, I see. I didn't know that area was open before. Maybe once comes over here. Okay, all right, we got this. JK, you're gonna die. I'm done watching you get away with the shit you've done to me. Did you really think I wouldn't find out what's going on? I know you've been using me to break Sam and Brian apart so you can have some fun with her. Well, I've had my share of fun when I told Brian what you've been doing. You should have seen the face he made when I got to the part about you drawing those retarded hearts all over school. Hope you enjoy your happy life now that there's no Brian to get in your way. Oh, by the way, I saw you staring at that college poster. What, did you like the girl in the poster too? Is it why you tore her face off? You need help, and don't bother calling me. Stacy. What? Who am I? Please, man. Stacy got it all wrong. It was just a misunderstanding. It's a meaningless prank, that's all. Please, B, don't do this. Text me back, please. The day Stacy told Brian was the last day he talked to me. He was so angry at me he would never understand what I did for him. Typical. So fucking typical. Again, I was left alone to suffer. This time, someone had to pay for it. What? What is going on? What's going on here? What? What is going on here? Oh my god. Hi, Chloe. Yes, hi. Puppers just wanted to say hi. Who's the psychopath? Who's crazy? Who's the crazy one? Oh my. Just gonna keep walking down this hallway. Oh, we're seeing how it's all playing out. We're probably getting to the end of the story. So whoever this psycho is the one who killed her. Kyle, what are you doing here? You just can't stay away from him, can you? Yo, what? You know you don't deserve him. What? I don't know what you're talking about. Our lives are ruined because of you. Hey, don't come any. Oh, that's right. She has the note. Yo, so hang on. So Kyle was the jealous one? Was that Kyle's diary? I might have to grab something to get it. So was Kyle in love with Brian, or... Oh, the stick. Oh, God. Why do games do that? Like, if you're gonna put a bright screen on, please dim it. That is a very cute bag. Sam's property, keep out. This is her diary. What? Yo, hang on. So, we're Kyle. It was an accident. I never meant to kill her, or maybe I did I? But does it matter now? Did any of what I did matter? I left the team soon after what happened at Colton. After that, the school... From what I've heard, Brian easily got accepted to the college. He left town right after graduation. The fact that he's a star athlete with a notable school record and worked like a charm. Okay, so... We're Kyle. Alright, so... Whatever. I want to go back and read this from the beginning now that we know the perspective of who's there, of who we are. So if you want to skip past this, that's fine, but I'm going back to reread from like a different perspective. So it seems like this is Kyle's diary. So this must... We'll touch on that when we come back to it. Okay, so reading from the beginning, this is from Kyle's perspective. Spoiler alert, if you just got here. The last human on Earth was sitting alone in a room. There came a knock on the door. I've never cared for keeping a diary, but now seems to be a good time to start keeping one. Why? Because after all these years, I just can't forget what used to be the light of my life. I know, over dramatic much. Knowing Brian Colmer as much as I did is bound to leave that big chunk of residue. Let's just say this diary is what's left of our relationship. 3 years. No. 3 years have passed and the world around me is still the same. Well, except for me, I look like a mummified corpse. What would B say if he saw me again? B left Rosen Peak the moment he graduated high school to go to a fancy college of his dreams. Since then, I could rely only on my memories of him to keep on going. I wonder if it was the same for him too. When you love someone, his whole existence just gets etched into your brain. So no matter how much B changes, I will always know it's him. But will B do the same for me? I love B, but he was not the most likely person to remember stuff. It's been 3 years, so it's possible he did forget about me, or am I giving him too little credit? So here comes the big question. Will he remember me? And I clicked yes. Who am I kidding? It's B we're talking about. We didn't have the most perfect relationship, but he won't just dump his memory of me down the toilet or something. He's too much of a nice guy for that. And don't forget, cute. I just hope our time together was meaningful enough to him. Enough to make him cherish even the darkest ones. Speaking of cherishable memories, I wonder what happened to Joe's Diner. It used to be my favorite place. Naturally, because it was B's favorite place to begin with. If there's two things that were too good for Rosen Peak, it was Brian and Joe's Diner. Things were so much easier back then. B would just go, hey, and I would be like, hi. Nothing but hanging out after that, with some occasional visits to Colton Hill. We had such a good thing going. Will he remember my voice? Will he say hey to me again? Did time already ruin our moments? I just wanted to say hello every time I called him. But what I want to do and can do are two different things. Just enjoying B's presence on the other side of the phone was satisfying too, in a way, I thought. Hey, hi. He was so eager to know who was calling him in the middle of the night. I wish I could sneak into people's minds, look beyond their eyes just by staring. If I had that power, I would never stop looking through B's window. Will B remember the moment he came into my life? For me, it was as clear as the moment he left. So clear that the downfall of our relationship still cuts deep into my heart. Yeah, life in Rosen Peak was a jar filled with bittersweet candies. Not exactly tasteful, but I learned to enjoy it. Nevertheless, it's where my heart lies. Wrote a poem in B's memory. He used to struggle with Miss Lasley's poetry practices, even if he didn't have to try that hard. Miss Lasley was always told us poetry is not for using fancy words. Let your feelings do all the work. Well, this is how I feel. I stand at his doorstep, heart filled with desire. He rushes down the stairs, heart red like fire. But before his sprint can soar, first, he must answer the door. Hey. Other Wayrite kids were so predictable. Their doors were already open even before I had put my hand on the knob. But B's door was closed shut, and so beautifully painted. Everyone liked him, but couldn't get him to open up. I knew there was something more behind that pretty paint, something behind his bright smile. But on the other hand, being able to hang out with him was a good enough blessing for me. Enough to make me want to never leave his side. Ever. I wonder if, so this is what I was talking about earlier, I come back to it. So I wonder if, this picture, because when I was first reading it, I was like, man, this book is replicating, stuff in the game, so I thought, someone was getting closer to me, but I think that might be us getting closer to Sam when she was standing in front of the cliff. B was always pushing his limits. Well, it was more like he was always being pushed, but he was good at it. That's why he naturally became the best quarterback of the team while maintaining a high grade for a star player. B was the best quarterback Wayrite could ask for. Seeing him running all sweaty on the field always triggered something tingly within me. Something that made me want to catch him behind his back and never let go. So who is Kyle? City Girl, whatever, diary. Stacy. Okay. Stacy's a classic. She jumped straight out of a beefy jock for boyfriend. Sadly coupled with the bitchiness. Mom called. Extremely complicated. So who the fuck is Kyle? He's a jock, but is he just on the team? All sorts of feelings and thoughts were pumped relentlessly into my brain with every heartbeat. It gave me a bad headache, a good kind of bad headache. I wanted it to stop, I wanted it to never stop. But as soon as B gave me that hay, all those headaches were washed away. It used to be the best prescription I could ask for. Take away the pain and let only the good things stay. Open those eyes, no need for words. The sweetest love songs those eyes utters. So turn around and sing for me. I miss him even when I'm with him. I see him even when he's not looking. And one day he will start looking for me too. Only to realize I was with him the whole time. Like a boogeyman under a sleeping child's bed. What will B remember me as? A friend? A weirdo? A liar? After all, he didn't really know me. Really know me. No one did. Homie was gay. I had to put on so many masks just to survive high school. The me that B knew was just layers and layers of fabricated images. I could never take them off. I couldn't let anyone see how vulnerable I was. I would have been eaten alive. Worse, B would have left me completely. Even when the fragile layers wore off, I couldn't take them off. So that's all I did. Cover up the holes before anyone could peek through. Cover them up. Don't let them see my face. Hide the lies. What I did for B. All of them. Because I loved him. Why couldn't he just understand? Others were nothing but poison. I was the one who truly cared, but B didn't even appreciate the things I've done for him. I never wanted a drama. I wanted a poem like life. A tender, subtle love story written only for his eyes. It's totally fine if no one else gets it, as long as B does. I hope B remembers our own little world. Even if he forgot about it, I made him a map so he could always find his way back. I think it's a good time to come back now, B. Let's go back to our small world where all our favorite places are forever etched in my heart. Go back. Mark our favorite spots. See, this is probably why I was getting confused. Because this was Kyle's diary. So it says mark our favorite spots. So what was Kyle and Brian's favorite spots? And over here we were like, oh well, let's see, where is it? Library, Brian, Mask, Misery, the tour. Right? And this is the tour that he gave to Sam. And I was trying to use this as like a guide. But the diner was Kyle's favorite place with him. The hill was their hangout spot. And the donut, I don't know. That one still confuses me. Oh, here we go. I miss Morning Dew Donut Shop. B never shut up about its donuts. They did taste sweet, just like B's heart. Each bite was another memory to savor. But just like a donut had an expiration date, it turned cold and bitter. I miss its warmth. I miss its sweetness. I need it. I need to eat it up. I hated every moment I was not with B. I was helpless. Every day I wanted to call him just so we could chat. But I was afraid of what Brian would think of it. It could even hurt his reputation. When I finally worked up the nerve to call, all I could do was listen to him say hello. That was as far as our late night phone call chit-chat would go. I hung up wondering if he knew who was on the other end of the line. I remember the strong burning sensation that came every time I called him. That red fiery sensation. Red. So fucking red. Red everywhere. I wanted so bad to be close to Brian. So close I could peep into his beautiful head. So close I could just leave into him and tell my deepest desires. You. So close I can whisper. Don't leave me. Don't go away. Don't smile for others. Don't look away. Like staring into closed eyes, I could never know if B knew I was looking at him. Did he even know I was there? Maybe he knew but simply didn't care. The only thing looking back is my decaying sanity. I wanted to look away so much, but what's the point when the stench is still there? I started to think the only way to get B's attention was to throw myself off Colton Hill. How did I become so low? All I wanted was a chance to show how I feel about B without any noise getting in the way. No matter what happens next, it would at least give me some sort of closure and peace. Brian was super likable. Everyone liked everything about him. They couldn't stop smiling when Brian started talking. They made me want to puke. They smiled as if the relationship with Brian meant anything, and yet I was the only one left with a broken heart when he left Rosen Peak. B was so determined about leaving that being a star player wasn't enough for him. He needed to be a fucking model student. Nothing says pick me to college admissions like a spotless student record. He can't just shake up my whole world and leave. Brian's secret hideout, a closed Colton Hill hiking route discovered by himself so he can hide away from the world around him. Not a flashy place, but it had a great view. I wish it could be our special place, ours and ours only. Colton Hill is nothing but a rock pile of soaked blood-soaked memories now. Why did he have to break my fucking heart? Was I just one of his many friends? Maybe that's it. That's why he wanted to leave even after I told him we won't be together anymore. He thought he was too good for Rosen Peak and me. To him, I was just a background in his picture. Brian got what he wanted in the end. He left Rosen Peak as soon as he was given the chance. For me, I was left to suffocate in this hole of tainted memories till I drowned in my own endless nightmare. Every day, every night, I'm surrounded by whispers. Whispers that lie. Whispers that eat away my brain piece by piece, no matter how hard I tried it. Oh god, I hear them again. It's getting worse. This fucking shithole town left a disgusting crack on my heart. And it's getting bigger and bigger. The voices I hear from the crack are getting louder. I see more and more eyes staring at me through the gap. When I run out of places to run, I had only one solution. Now my memories are scattered all over the dark, and I must look for them in the dark. I wake up without waking up. Same rainy night, my lightless room, endless nightmare. Oh hey, so desk, window, bathroom. My life is nothing but a repetition of waking up with nothing to live for. Now I don't even false hope to look forward to this time. Long time ago when I finally got to accept... My feelings for Brian, I thought everything was going to change, but every day was still just like every day. He was still a school star, I was still just his friend. When you live in Rosen Peak, people accept things to stay the same. If anything changed between us, it would ruin B and everything around him. So that's how I went. Nothing changed when my whole world burned. I kept telling myself maybe after graduation I'll be able to express my feelings for him. I let the fire of my heart eat through my soul and body. I called myself a coward. But I chose to keep what little joy I had. What little I had to enjoy. I was a poor kid crawled up in bed. Poor? Do I really deserve that charity title? Am I really the victim of all this? Who was here to judge me anyway? It's all over. Everyone left me. So why do I feel like I'm being chased? Like someone's always watching me. Like someone's always trying to judge me. It's because of her. The moment she came into our lives, what little I had to enjoy started to crumble. Only bad changes happen in my life no matter how hard I try to protect it. A city girl just asking to become an outsider. That's all she was to me. Hell, that's all she was to everyone else. But then, I saw them talking at the library. I couldn't see clearly, but I could tell what was going on. He was making her smile. It was another smile, taunting my feelings for B. No one would ever know what kind of emotions I was hit with at that moment. A change was happening. I didn't like it at all. Stacy didn't like it either. And she could never stand letting an easy social prey slip away from her. Naturally, Stacy took a peek into her diary one day. She took pictures of some of the entries and sent them to me and her gang. She wanted everyone to join in her twisted, childish game. The diary had no special meaning to me, not until I read about how Brian took that cunt on a fucking tour of the town. He had no interest in girls whatsoever, and suddenly now he's hanging out with an outsider? At that moment, I got tired of doing nothing. I knew I had to do something, so I gave Stacey an idea. It was going to be easy. Spike her drink, get her wasted, and humiliate the shit out of her, the city girl, in front of everyone. Only then she would know her place. It could have been so simple. Only if B didn't get in the way. Could have said nothing was going on between them, but I wasn't about to believe everything was just fine. B, lies, lies. How could you lie, lies? In my eyes, Sam was using Brian to fill her sad, empty life. I couldn't let that happen. She wanted drama she didn't deserve. She deserves shit. She doesn't get to barge in and start stealing the life I've only dreamed of. Stacy kept doing what she does best, digging into other secrets. She sent pictures of the little shit's diary pages to me. That's how I found out about the little trip to Colton Hill. It was our hideout since first year of high school, and her presence turned it into fucking nothing. How could B do this to us? The only way to break that apart was to show Brian what a creep she was. I kept reading the disgusting words she wrote on her diary. At the same time, I felt something. A reminder of how I felt when I fell for B. How it felt so right and terribly wrong. Screaming into my pillow never helped with making the feelings go away. Then I remembered she wrote something about her dad. It must have had something to do with her existence in my life. I started digging and it wasn't even a challenge. Keith Holt arrested for sexually assaulting a teenager. It was beautiful. I found the perfect ending. All I had to do next was fill in the rest of the story. Sam Holt calls Brian from a payphone in the middle of the night and silently listens to his voice. Sam Holt takes Brian's picture and keeps them hidden in her locker. Sam Holt draws heart all over the school and lets others know Brian is hers. A needy city girl with a huge hole to fill, a hole left by her sweet old daddy. She was just a disaster waiting to happen. No one, even Brian, would think otherwise. I made all the preparations while Stacy spread the rumors I created. It wasn't easy. I almost got caught taking a picture of Brian using the restroom, but I kept going. Every picture I took was a love confession I could never make. Every heart I drew was a sacrifice for him. When enough suspicion piled up on Sam, I stuffed all the pictures into her locker. It was a happy coincidence that B was there to see the spectacular unfold when it happened. It was over. Things were about to turn back to normal. And then Stacy's drama-filled head exploded. Please, man. Stacy got it all wrong. It was just a misunderstanding. It's a meaningless prank, that's all. Please, B, don't do this. Text me back, please. The day Stacy told Brian was the last day he talked to me. He was so angry at me he would never understand what I did for him. Typical, so fucking typical. Again, I was left alone to suffer. This time, someone had to pay for it. And that's when he gave the message to Sam and then shoved her off the cliff and then burned everything. It was an accident. I never meant to kill her, or maybe I did I? But does it matter now? Did any of what I did matter? I left the tube soon after what happened at Colton. After that, the school. From what I've heard, Brian easily got accepted into the college. He left town right after graduation. The fact that he's a star athlete with a notable school record worked like a charm. He's been growing the idea of leaving Rosen Peak since his mom died. Living alone with his obnoxious dad didn't help much with being attached to his hometown. He kept his plan mostly a secret. He hated the attention he was getting as a star who lost his mom. If people found out his plan, they would surely be talking about it too. But he did hint about leaving, and I tried so hard to ignore what it meant for me. Even those college posters all over the school were laughing at me. They were making fun of my impending doom. They were all saying, "Ha, see, you're gonna die alone here." Maybe I knew. I knew that Bea took an interest in Sam because she was just a clueless new girl who was lonely enough to do anything for any guy who was nice to her. But jealousy is a strong creature. It quickly devoured my mind. Soon anger took control of me. And I just needed someone to be mad at other than Brian. Even after he left me, anger stayed. It still haunts me in my sleep, and every time I open my eyes, it just gets worse. And again, it's time to wake up. Stop. But wake up for what? To be greeted by the fact that I must start running around in circles again? That I must stick needles in my body so I can forget my past for a few fucking minutes? It's just like that story Miss Leslie once told us about. The shortest horror story in the world. The last man on earth heard a knock at the door. I'm alone in my room. I'm alone in this world. There's someone knocking on the door. I don't know who it is, but I keep the door locked. No one comes in. No one goes out. I'm so tired. I just want it to end. Let's just wake up. Let's just open the door. I don't care who or what's waiting for me. But what about my diary, the one I've been keeping to remind myself of how I am the victim of everything that's happened? I don't know what I would do without it. What will keep me from going insane? So here comes the big question. Should I keep it? Bro. No. Because it's like if you're trying to forget. Or. No. It's time to admit. I've been keeping a memory of lies. I'm the only one to blame for the shit I had to deal with. It's about time I burned it. But what after that? I could open the door out of here, face whatever's waiting for me, or I could just stay with the fire and let go. Whatever the choice, it's time to light the fire. So we're gonna burn it? Oh, shit! Whoa, what was that? The death of Sam Holt, initially reported as suicide, was shed a new light by her former classmate. Kyle Jacobs confessed he was with Miss Holt when she fell to her death on Colton Hill in 2006. According to a shocking revelation, the 14-year-old transfer student from San Diego was involved in a heated confrontation with Miss Jenkins. Or what? Yeah, I gotta use the bathroom. Be right back. Man, oh shit, I forgot to close the door. Man, that's crazy. Like, part of me thought it was Sam's diary, but it's also we had pages from her diary, so I thought it was just extra pages. Then I thought it was Stacy, but I never assumed it was gonna be Kyle. Man, that boy was struggling with some shit. And the fact that like coming to terms with everything and having to deal with it all, and then just fucking A. What happens if you continue? Headphones are the wrong ear. So what happens if I click yes? Fuck it, I'm not giving up the only thing that's left for me. Nothing's my fault. I'm not letting go of anything ever again. Just turn off the lights, go to bed, maybe everything will be better tomorrow. The story continues. It's like nothing happened. Oh. Oh. So that's what happens. Okay. You just die. That was Yeah, this company's really good at writing their stories. Like, yeah, kudos to them. Like the 2 games I played with them so far, I've thoroughly enjoyed. This one was really good. The plot twist at the end of this was insane. But see, this one, it's like we didn't know who it was till the end. And then also with the previous game, The Letters of Bernard Thorne, it didn't end how I thought it was going to end. Like this company's very good at their mysteries. Like I love this company. It's great. And this is really cool. I really liked it. So I'll make sure to leave a link down in the description below if you wish to play it yourself or just show them some love because they've done a really good job both the games these past couple weeks I've played them. And I know they've been out for a while, but I just got to them, so they're new to me. But this is really fucking cool. So thank you for joining me for the spooky session. Please feel free to subscribe, drop a subscription, or feel free to subscribe. Yeah, I'm tired. Feel free to subscribe, follow, hit that bell to know whenever we go live again. We're going to be releasing the new YouTube intro this week, along with our roadmap for 2026. Saturday is going to be Silksong. Sunday, we're going to be doing Stardew Sunday. And then next Tuesday, I don't know. We'll see what we play. So, we shall see. Like I said, we got a big year plan ahead, so keep an eye out for the roadmap video. And thank you for joining me on this adventure. So, I am Artist. This was Love Sam by the Korean Linguistics Lab. Until next time, have a good night and safe travels.